Viewer discretion is advised. The D-Team.
I be the one to doubt us, 'cause we've been putting in the hours. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt us, 'cause we gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the D-Team Podcast Vidcast feed. I am Justin, your host. As you can see, this is not the shelving area or the original area that we took the last one in. We're still in construction on getting those shelves up, so you'll have a different backdrop, but I figured I'd give you a different look behind you guys, or behind me. I wanted to get this video up as fast as I possibly could. Raw happened tonight, but Royal Rumble was last night. Wanted to go ahead and go over what I had predicted and go over the Rumble in general. So we'll jump right into it. Right off the bat, they went ahead and did the women's six-person tag match in the pre-show instead of actually on the pay-per-view. So it's a little different than what I had originally thought. My prediction was the heels were going to go over, and that didn't happen. But it looked like it set up some storylines for the ladies over on the SmackDown side to have a couple feuds going on. Just a refresher, it was Mickie James, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss versus Naomi, Nikki Bella, and Becky Lynch. Wow, brain fart. Sorry, guys. The faces went over on this one. Like I said, setting up a few feuds. So we'll see where they go from there. Then the second match on the card was the Club versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag team titles. As I told you before, I wasn't too thrilled about this being on the pre-show because I think the tag titles deserve a lot more than this. However, if you look on the SmackDown side, they didn't even put the tag titles up because Jason Jordan and Chad Gable weren't even anywhere in or around for the Rumble. They didn't even appear in the Rumble itself. But going back to the Raw side tag titles, the Club fought Sheamus and Cesaro, and as I predicted, the Club went over. They looked pretty strong, and it did set up Sheamus and Cesaro to go back into their feud or maybe focus on their singles career back where they belong, even though they were a pretty good tag team after they started to get along a little bit. Then the last match on the pre-show was Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. I was hoping for Sasha to come over, but apparently she did not. She ended up getting beat pretty bad. Wasn't even worth the watch, to be honest with you. After all that, then you went into the actual pay-per-view itself. You led off with the women's title from the Raw side, Charlotte versus Bayley. And as I predicted, Charlotte continues her pay-per-view streak and retained her title against poor Miss Hug-a-Lot Bayley. She ended up getting natural selection on the ring apron. But to be honest, it didn't hold my attention. I ended up dozing off multiple times in this match. I felt really bad for the ladies, but they couldn't hold my attention. But I think Bayley will finally get over on Charlotte and break that pay-per-view streak at WrestleMania when they face each other again. Then you ended up having the Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns Universal Championship fight with Chris Jericho in the shark cage above the ring to sell that Crash Cage ring playset toy that they just couldn't sell previous to that. So I think sales probably went up for a bunch of kids wanting the Crash Cage after this match. But it was an all-in-all pretty good match. Roman and Kevin looked pretty strong up until Jericho threw the brass knucks into Kevin Owens. But it was a well-fought match. Pretty inventive by Kevin Owens, putting up a pyramid of chairs, doing a frog splash through the table. Pretty good match, and Braun Strowman ended up interfering at the end of the match and helping Kevin Owens retain. So I was wrong on this one. And your next match was Rich Swann versus Neville for the Cruiserweight title. I don't know what to say about this match. It was not as entertaining as I was hoping for. Neville looked dang good, like I said he was going to, and he ended up getting over and winning the Cruiserweight. And I'm just hoping it's going to get more entertaining because even the crowd did not seem into it. I guess we'll see. 205 Live and on the Raw side, watching the Cruiserweights, they're just shoving them down our throats and seeing if they stick. I'm just hoping Neville makes it more entertaining. Maybe bring Austin Aries in it later. Bring back Ray from Lucha Underground. I don't know what else to do with that brand. After that, you ended up having AJ Styles versus John Cena for the world title. Sorry, I'm looking down, guys. I have my notes, just confirming what my picks were and what they weren't. I was actually wrong on this one because I didn't think they'd go ahead and give Cena the 16th time world champion to combat Ric Flair's record. But they ended up doing it, and it was probably the best match of the night. It even overshadowed the Royal Rumble. I could watch that one over and over again. As much as I dislike Cena, he pulled out all the stops. The 5 moves of doom, as it usually is called, were not in this one. He ended up pulling out a lot of moves that I haven't seen him do either at all or in many, many moons. But they both looked really good in the match. I'm just hoping that it translates into the Elimination Chamber, and maybe AJ gets the title back, or maybe give it to somebody new, maybe Bray Wyatt, perhaps, or even a Dean, or a Miz. I mean, there's a couple guys that could do pretty well with that belt. But no matter what, they have to face the Royal Rumble winner, which we will tackle right now. The Royal Rumble was one of the most disappointing Royal Rumbles that I have ever seen. They want you to remember the Royal Rumble, but I can't remember this one because I'm disappointed. I'm going to go down the list of how when everybody came in. But if you didn't see the Rumble, you're not going to be happy with it. You started off with Big Cass and Chris Jericho. Then you ended up getting Kalisto, Mojo Rawley, Jack Gallagher, Mark Henry, Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn, The Big Show, Mr. Perfect 10 Ty Dillinger, James Ellsworth, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, Sheamus, Big E, Rusev, Cesaro, Xavier Woods, Bray Wyatt, Apollo Crews, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, Brock Lesnar, Enzo Amore, Goldberg, Undertaker, and at number 30, I'm sure everybody was so thrilled about this one. Not Roman Reigns. Thanks, Vince, for shoving him down our throat even more. Some really cool notes that happened out of everything, though. Jericho actually broke the most time overall out of all the Rumbles, with over 4 hours being in the Royal Rumble. So hats off to him. He lasted over an hour in this Rumble alone. So he is definitely putting some sort of record together for when he hangs them up officially. So he's got some other stuff on top of all the title reigns and whatnot. Braun Strowman was the most eliminations of the night. Go figure. The next person that had the most amount of time, believe it or not, was Sami Zayn. He lasted quite a while in there, but it didn't translate because even his feud with Braun Strowman was met with deaf ears. It's pretty sad, actually. The shortest amount of time in the Rumble, believe it or not, was Brock Lesnar. He lasted a very short amount of time. Goldberg ended up spearing him and knocking him out of the ring. Pretty sad for one of the most anticipated guys in the Rumble. And he ended up throwing a bunch of people out too. So I don't know. He was, before Goldberg came in, he was wrecking the ring basically. I mean, the two coolest parts of the Rumble were Ty Dillinger coming out, like the fans have been asking for, being at number 10. Of course, because he is the perfect 10. And Jack Gallagher, he brought out his umbrella and used it in quite some interesting ways. As I'm going to be picturing at this point, he does do a spot with Jericho and the umbrella. It's pretty funny. But your winner is Randy Orton. I did, in fact, pick Randy Orton out of my 4 picks. He was one of them. I was between him and Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, but Finn Balor and Joe did not even appear in the Rumble, which I thought was pretty sad for the fact of Joe didn't do anything on NXT, nor did he show up on the pay-per-view. That's pretty interesting. They didn't use him for that. I don't know what that means, if they're going to start bringing him out later or what they're going to do with him, because he's supposedly having a big portion of WrestleMania. So I don't know. I guess we will find out in the next few weeks. I mean, it's only 2 months away, really. All in all, this was probably my least favorite Royal Rumble. I don't have a lot of positive to say about it other than the John Cena AJ Styles fight. I think that was the best part of the entire Rumble. Like I said, other than Jack Gallagher and Ty Dillinger, I don't even know what else to say on it. I mean, you've had some great winners over the years, but Randy Orton now makes that a 2-time winner, which is great for him. It does set up something different that we weren't really looking at before the Rumble. You were thinking a Brock Lesnar or a Goldberg or a Taker or somebody that's a Braun Strowman, a big name, a big person, win the whole thing and go on to WrestleMania and fight for a title. But we got Orton, which I have no problem with. I'm excited for that. I'm just curious who they're going to have face. I still think it's going to be Bray because it makes sense with that whole imploding of the Wyatt family. But you didn't even have an Eric Rowan run in at all. You had Luke Harper clotheslining Bray Wyatt, but that was like the extent of the Wyatt family really fighting each other. I don't know if you know what else to say. I'm very disappointed. I guess that's why my monotone voice is working today. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the Rumble. If you guys were as disappointed as I was, because it's really not very thrilling for me to watch this one again. I don't know if I want to watch this one again. I watch him more than I watch any of the other pay-per-views. If you guys are in South Florida, as I was telling you in the last two shows, I will be attending the Brainbuster Pro Wrestling event on February 4th. I will be picturing the flyer on this episode. And then on February 17th, there is another one for Platinum Pro Wrestling that I'm 99% sure I will be attending as well. So if you see me at the show, you want to go say hi, by all means, come say hi. If not, enjoy the show. I will be posting a couple more different kinds of episodes pretty soon. I've got a Star Wars episode in the works, trying to post in the next couple days. And I am doing construction on those shelves, so there's going to be a different backdrop finally, to where I can finally do these vidcasts where you will have something better to look at than either the interesting mess behind me, the bookshelves and the plushes and the pops and all that, or just the small desk that you can look at. Please leave me comments below. Subscribe if you like the page. Let me know what you like, what you dislike. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys real soon.
Knowing is half the battle.